Chosen one, pause right here. Don't scroll. Something holy is happening in this very moment, and your spirit feels it before your mind understands it. The air around you just shifted, the atmosphere tightened, and your heart is suddenly paying attention in a way it hasn't in a long time. That's not coincidence. That's not emotion. That's not curiosity. That is heaven interrupting your timeline because God chose you as the vessel for this message. This is not a broadcast to the masses. This is a divine delivery with only one recipient, and heaven knows exactly where you are, what you've been facing, what you've been hiding, and what has been weighing on you. This message carries your name in the Spirit. Chosen one, listen. There are moments in your life when God whispers so softly that only the one He is calling can hear Him. And right now, your soul has just recognized that whisper. You pause because your spirit said, "This is for me." Heaven waited for a moment when your guard would be down, when your heart would be open, when your spirit would be sensitive, so this word could slip past your overthinking and strike directly into the deepest place of your destiny. This is not inspiration. This is impartation. This is not a random video. This is a heaven-scheduled encounter. You might not realize it yet, but the reason you even found this message is because you have entered a spiritual checkpoint. One that only the chosen, the marked, the hand-picked ever reach. God says, "This one must hear me alone. This one I have set apart. This one I will speak to in secret." That's why you've been feeling different, distant, detached from noise and people and conversations. Heaven has been preparing you for this moment of clarity. Chosen one, breathe slowly, because the presence entering your space right now is not ordinary. You may feel calm, or warm, or suddenly emotional, or strangely alert, but make no mistake, this is the nearness of God surrounding you. This is the same atmosphere that fell on Moses when God called him up the mountain. The same atmosphere Elijah felt in the quiet whisper after the storm. God is not coming to you loudly. He is coming quietly, intimately, personally. And before we go deeper, seal your spirit by typing, "I receive this," in the comments. It is an agreement between you and heaven. Because hear this. God says, "Do not share this word, do not explain this word, do not dilute this word, because this one is for you alone." You are about to hear something heaven didn't trust everyone with. This is the beginning of your divine instruction. Listen closely now, because this next part explains what you've been feeling but couldn't put into words. The heaviness. The silence. The sudden disinterest in conversations you used to entertain. The way you pull back from people without meaning to. The way your soul feels tired even when your body isn't. This is not random, not emotional exhaustion, not personality change. This is divine separation. God has been disconnecting you from noise, draining voices, and spiritually empty environments because He is preparing you for something that requires your undivided attention. You're not withdrawing, you're being pulled higher. You're not losing people, you're losing distractions. You've been wondering why talking feels draining, why small talk irritates you, why certain people's presence suddenly feels heavy on your spirit. It's because heaven is tuning your spiritual frequency, and anything that carries noise, gossip, drama, or low vibration energy is now clashing with your assignment. You're not cold, you're consecrated. You're not antisocial, you're being spiritually restructured. You're not disconnecting, God is unplugging you from connections that interfere with His voice. Chosen one, hear this. When God is about to reveal something sacred, He quiets everything around you. He isolates before He elevates. He separates before He speaks. And right now, that's exactly what's happening. Heaven has placed you in a spiritual quarantine, not because something is wrong with you, but because something divine is being formed inside you. And just like a seed must remain underground where no one can see it, you too have been hidden where only God can reach you. Some people around you have started questioning your silence, your distance, your change in energy. But God told me to tell you, they were never meant to understand this season. This silence is not weakness, it's preparation. This withdrawal is not loneliness, it's alignment. This quietness is not emptiness, it's spiritual rebuilding. Chosen one, type, "I'm being separated for purpose." In the comments if this confirms what you've been sensing. Because heaven wants you to acknowledge it before we go deeper. God is saying, I am protecting the instruction by isolating the instrument. And that instrument is you. Heaven needed to remove the voices that influence you, the opinions that dilute you, the people who drain you emotionally and spiritually. Not everyone is allowed to witness who you're becoming. Not everyone is qualified to hear what God is revealing. Not everyone carries the maturity to handle your transformation. This season of silence is not punishment, it's preparation. You are being positioned for something only you can carry. Chosen one, let your spirit lean in even deeper now, because what I'm about to speak explains the strange spiritual sensitivity you've been carrying lately. You've been sensing things before they happen, feeling shifts in the atmosphere before anyone else notices, waking up with a heaviness or urgency you couldn't describe, experiencing moments where your heart reacts to situations your mind has not yet processed. This isn't anxiety. This isn't overthinking. This is your discernment awakening. Heaven has been sharpening your spiritual senses, tuning them like the strings of a delicate instrument, so that you can pick up on divine signals without confusion or interference. You haven't been imagining it when you walk into certain rooms and instantly feel discomfort. You haven't been imagining it when certain conversations suddenly feel draining or spiritually off. You haven't been imagining it when your spirit becomes restless around certain people. Your discernment is detecting spiritual frequencies most people ignore. God has been removing the layers that once blocked your clarity. He has been pulling you out of spiritual fog so you can see what others cannot see and perceive what others overlook. There have been moments when you asked yourself, why do I feel things so deeply? Why do I sense danger before it arrives? Why can I tell when someone's spirit isn't right? It's because heaven is shifting you from natural understanding to supernatural perception. You're no longer reacting from your emotions, you're responding from your spirit. The deep inner knowing you keep experiencing is the Holy Spirit guiding you, warning you, revealing things quietly before they unfold publicly. Chosen one, this level of spiritual sensitivity is not common. It is a sign of calling. God doesn't amplify discernment in people who don't have purpose. Your sensitivity is not a burden, it's proof that you're chosen to carry something heaven cannot entrust to everyone. And because of this, God has been isolating you, cleansing your environment, and removing noise so you can hear Him without distortion. Every confusing moment, every sudden shift, every unexplained emotion has been part of heaven's training. You are being prepared for a deeper assignment. You may not realize it yet, but you have stepped into a realm where God will show you things quietly, subtly, gently, long before they manifest. Your dreams have been changing. Your thoughts have been shifting. Your intuitions have been strengthening. All of this is heaven aligning your spirit with divine timing. You're not becoming emotional, you're becoming prophetic. You're not becoming distant, you're becoming spiritually accurate. What you're feeling is not random. It is the first sign that God is about to reveal something that requires your full spiritual attention. You are being positioned to receive revelation, not information. What's coming to you next cannot be heard in the noise of the world. It can only be received in the silence of the chosen. Chosen one, breathe slowly and let these words settle in your spirit, because part 4 reveals the hidden reason God pulled you away from certain people, places, and patterns. Heaven wants you to understand this. You were not being abandoned, you were being preserved. God says, I hid you to heal you. I separated you to strengthen you. I quieted your world so I could amplify your spirit. What felt like isolation was actually insulation. God placing a protective covering around your purpose so no person, no voice, no distraction could damage what He was building in you. You have always carried a sensitive heart, a compassionate spirit, a willingness to pour into others even when you were empty. And for a long time, you poured into places that were never meant to receive your oil. You gave wisdom to people who only wanted comfort. You offered love to people who didn't know how to hold it. You extended loyalty to those who treated it casually. Slowly, without realizing it, you were emptying yourself to maintain connections God was trying to end. But now, heaven is undoing all of that. God is returning you back to yourself, back to your spirit, back to your identity, back to the version of you that was pure before life diluted you. You may not recognize it, but the quietness in your life is not spiritual inactivity, it is divine reconstruction. God is rebuilding your foundation, resetting your heart, cleansing your emotional atmosphere, and restoring the strength you lost while trying to save others. Chosen one, understand this deeply. Some of the people who left your life were not taken away, they were removed. Not out of punishment, but out of protection. Heaven saw conversations you didn't hear, intentions you couldn't discern, plans you weren't supposed to witness. God shielded you from betrayals that would have broken your spirit and distractions that would have delayed your destiny. Every unanswered message, every cancelled plan, every fading friendship, none of it was an accident. It was divine filtration, heaven sifting through your connections and removing what could not walk with you into the next season. You may have wondered why God closed certain doors when you were willing to keep them open. But the truth is, some doors lead to rooms that would have suffocated your purpose. Some relationships would have drained the strength you need for what's coming. Some people would have spoken doubt into the very revelation God is trying to place inside you. And because of that, God needed you alone, not lonely, but alone, so He could reveal what He could not show you in a crowded room. Chosen one, this season is sacred. You are being prepared to receive insights, instructions, and revelations that are too heavy, too precious, and too prophetic to be shared with just anyone. Heaven is clearing the noise so you can finally hear the whisper that's been calling your name. Chosen one, lean in softly, because what I'm about to speak explains the path you're currently walking, one that feels unfamiliar, unpredictable, and at times even unsettling. You have entered a season where God is no longer allowing you to move the way you used to move or think the way you used to think. Everything about you is shifting, your desires, your reactions, your appetite for certain environments, even your patience for certain people. You are evolving spiritually, and this evolution requires a level of solitude that very few will ever understand. There is a reason your life has felt like a quiet hallway lately, a long corridor with doors on both sides, some closing abruptly, some opening unexpectedly, and some remaining half open, leaving you unsure of which direction to walk. But hear this, God is guiding you through a transformation that must happen without external voices interfering. You are not being kept away from people, you are being drawn closer to destiny. You are not being deprived, you are being refined. You are not being slowed down, you are being recalibrated to heaven's timing. Chosen one. Heaven is preparing you to walk a path that is not crowded, not noisy, not validated by the masses. This is the path of those whom God handpicks to carry something weighty. Look at every person God used mightily. Moses was alone on the mountain, Elijah alone by the brook, Joseph alone in the prison, John the Baptist alone in the wilderness, Jesus himself alone in prayer before every major moment of his ministry. Heaven separates before heaven elevates. And your spirit knows this, even if your mind is still catching up. This is why certain environments feel too small for you now. Why some conversations feel too shallow. Why your soul resists people who try to pull you back into the old version of yourself. Your spirit is no longer compatible with who you used to be. God is stretching you into a future that hasn't fully revealed itself yet. And because of that, He cannot allow the wrong voices to guide you, the wrong people to influence you, or the wrong energies to linger around you. You've been asking God for clarity, answers, direction, confirmation, and heaven is answering, but not in the hour or the manner you expected. The answers are coming quietly, through intuition, through shifts in your atmosphere, through the sudden peace that follows certain decisions, through the restlessness that warns you when something is not aligned. God is not yelling, He is whispering. And that whisper requires silence. Chosen one, this season may feel lonely, but it is not empty. You are not walking through a void, you are walking through a spiritual transition where God is training your ears to hear Him, not the world. You are stepping into an assignment that demands maturity, clarity, and emotional strength. You are being positioned for something extraordinary, something that will only make sense once the next revelation is placed in your spirit. You are on holy ground. You are in preparation, not punishment. You are in transition, not trouble. You are being led, not lost. Chosen one, open your heart gently now, because Part 6 reveals something sacred, something heaven has been preparing you to understand, something that explains the strange spiritual movements happening around you in recent days. You are stepping into a season of divine downloads, heavenly instructions, and quiet revelations that will not come through people, books, or opinions, but directly from the Spirit of God. This is why your life has been unusually quiet on the outside but extremely loud on the inside. Your mind has been processing more, your spirit has been absorbing more, and your heart has been sensing more than ever before. Heaven is positioning you to receive guidance that cannot be influenced by the world. You've noticed your dreams shifting, some becoming vivid, some heavy with symbolism, some feeling like warnings or messages. This is not imagination, it is activation. You've been waking up with thoughts that feel planted, insights that feel divine, clarity that seems to appear out of nowhere. These are not coincidences, they are spiritual signals. God is establishing a new communication line with you. He is opening spiritual layers that were previously dormant, teaching you to recognize the difference between noise and revelation. Chosen one, the reason you needed to hear this message alone is because the revelation you're being prepared to carry must be protected from interference. If the wrong person heard what God is about to reveal to you, they would distort it, discourage it, or claim it for themselves. Some would misunderstand it. Some would misuse it. Some would twist it out of jealousy or confusion. But heaven trusts you, your spirit, your purity, your surrender, to carry something others are not ready to hear. You have been chosen to receive divine insight that must remain between you and God until the appointed time. There is a transformation happening internally that others cannot see. Your thoughts are being purified. Your perceptions are being sharpened. Your instincts are being sanctified. Your emotions are being steadied. You are being stripped of old patterns so you can discern with accuracy. You are no longer navigating life from your wounds, you are being trained to navigate from your spirit. That is why things that once triggered you no longer have power. That is why voices that once influenced you now feel irrelevant. That is why opinions that once affected you now fall flat. God has shifted your internal posture. Chosen one, your exhaustion is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that your spirit has been carrying something heavy, something divine, something that heaven is about to unfold. Your life is in a spiritual transition, and transitions often feel tiring because the unseen realm is rearranging itself around your destiny. But do not fear, this tiredness is temporary. Once revelation comes, once the instruction is delivered, once the clarity settles in your spirit, strength will rise in you like never before. You will understand why God separated you. You will understand why your spirit has been so sensitive. You will understand why certain doors closed and others stayed silent. You are on the brink of receiving direction that will define the next chapter of your life. Heaven is preparing your ears, steadying your heart, cleansing your atmosphere, and aligning your spirit for the moment God whispers, "Here is what you must do next." And when that instruction arrives, everything will make sense. Chosen one, now slow down for a moment, quiet your thoughts, and let your spirit receive what heaven is releasing right now. You have walked through silence, separation, confusion, and unexpected spiritual pressure, but you made it to this moment because God needed you still enough, calm enough, open enough to hear what He has been whispering beneath every battle you survived. You are chosen, and I have not forgotten you. Chosen one, something holy is touching your life as these words reach you. It's subtle, gentle, almost like a soft warmth resting on your chest, but it is God's presence confirming that the path ahead of you will not look like the path behind you. The season you are stepping into will bring clarity where there was fog, peace where there was restlessness, and direction where there was uncertainty. Heaven is realigning everything around you. You may not feel strong, but God is strengthening you. You may not feel ready, but God has already chosen you. You may not see the full picture, but God is guiding your next step with precision. Chosen one, hear this with your heart. Your spirit is entering a new spiritual rhythm, one where God will speak to you in dreams, in gentle impressions, in moments of stillness, and in ways that only someone with your calling can understand. What you receive next is for your future, your healing, your breakthrough, your purpose. And before this moment closes, I want to speak a blessing over you. May your home be filled with peace. May your mind be filled with clarity. May your path be filled with divine openings. May your heart be filled with courage. And if this message touched you deeply, if it met you in a place no one else has been able to reach, then let your gratitude flow in whatever way God leads. Even a small gesture of support, even a simple offering, becomes a seed that tells your own spirit, I honor what God is doing in my life. Only give if your heart feels it, never out of pressure, only out of connection. Seal this moment softly with the words, I receive this word.